Good morning, children. Last class we saw the chapter changes around us. We discussed the changes arising due to changes in size, shape, position, color, state and internal structure. And we saw the types of changes to be as reversible and irreversible, and examples were discussed. Now we are going to see the causes of change. There are two main causes of changes: temperature and intermixing of substances. Okay, so temperature change will cause expansion or melting or evaporation or contraction of the substances. So melting means ice to water, solid to liquid state changes is observed. Evaporation, when we boil water, liquid to vapor state changes is observed. Expansion and contraction usually happens when metals. Have you seen any iron rod and all? If any defective iron bars are to be repaired, they first heat it, and because while heating the metals expand, okay, and on cooling the metals contract. That is a very important property of metals with respect to temperature. On heating the metals expand, and on cooling the metals contract. The best example can be the tools used to dig the soil, used by farmers and all, right? And the bullock cart's wheel, they all have the iron in rods inside them, so they expand on heating and they contract on cooling. Even you could have seen a blacksmith making tools out of iron. First he would heat the iron until it is red hot, and then he will make shapes of the tools to be produced from the iron. So with respect to temperature, metals expand on heating and contract on cooling. Intermixing of substances is nothing but what is the change observed when you mix two or more substances. So that examples would be rusting and crystallization. I have already told you regarding rusting in your refreshing classes. Let us see in detail now. Rusting means a new substance is formed to the material iron. That is, when you place an iron material in the atmosphere. In the atmosphere you have oxygen. Okay, the air has oxygen. So when iron and oxygen are allowed to react, a new substance called iron oxide is formed. This iron oxide is brown in color, and that is nothing but the rust formed in the iron. Okay, so because of the formation of new substance, that is when rust is formed, there occurs a change in the property. Iron, as you know, it is very hard and it is not easy to break. That is the property of iron as a metal. But due to the changes happening when the iron is in oxygen, when the iron is exposed to oxygen, it forms iron oxide, rust is formed, and there occurs a change in property of the iron rod such a way that it is easy to break. Understood? When iron is in its original form, it is very strong. I am going to hide this, okay? It is very strong and it is not easy to break. But after reaction with oxygen, it is changed to a new substance called iron oxide that is easy to break. Okay? So this change is an irreversible one. I cannot change the rust formed iron rod into the original iron. Okay, this change is an irreversible one. So how to prevent the rust formation? For that, another process called galvanization is carried out. Galvanization means you are going to paint a coating of zinc or chromium. Zinc and chromium are metals which are all present in the periodic table. So when you apply this coating of zinc or chromium to the iron, it prevents rusting. Okay, it does not react with oxygen. So the iron remains the same strong and hard to break metal. Okay, this process of applying a coating of zinc is called galvanization. The next is crystallization. So this also it means that you're going to mix the substances. This is a change as observed when you mix two or more substances. Okay, so in this crystallization, liquid to solid state is observed. For this, first what you have to do is you have to mix salt and water in a bowl, and you're going to heat it. Okay, when you heat it, the salt and water will convert into a salty water, and you're going to keep on stirring it. Stirring means you're going to keep on mixing the solution such a way that the salt gets mixed up well with the water. It is and you are going to heat it until it is completely a salty water. Okay, so once heated, you are going to transfer this salty water to another bowl by using a filter paper. Okay, this is nothing but like a funnel, so that the water does not spill out and it enters directly into your bowl. And you are going to leave it as such for a few days. After a few days, when you come and notice the bowl, you would see that the water is evaporated, and you can see some crystals of salt settled in the bottom of the bowl. Okay, that settled can also be called as deposit. Deposit means settled at the bottom. That is called as crystals of salt. Every day we use salt as an ingredient in our food, but with the same salt, I am going to convert the salty water into salt crystals. Liquid to solid state I am converting. There is a change observed, and this change gets a name as crystallization. Understood, children? Okay, with this chapter changes around us gets over. You can read the chapter and underline the important words and finish off the book back exercise. If you have any doubt, you can call me. Thank you.